Okay, we're back. It's Tuesday. Nope, it's Wednesday, October 7th. So at-home speech kids, this is for you. It's also for well, yeah, it's for anybody who wants to watch it, I guess. All right, here's what we're doing. Let's recap. We are at almost the 9 weeks point, right? And the plan from the very beginning was I'm going to teach you some stuff for the first 9 weeks, and then it's going to turn into kind of a lab where you're working on your own projects, and I'm just helping you. And that is still going. Hey, Amori or Chandler, could you flip the thing around so I can make sure that it's recording? Oh, hey, thanks. Yeah. Wow, this shirt doesn't look good on TV. I might as well be a picnic blanket. All right, so listen, it's okay, I'm working on it. All right, listen. So we are, we're about to move into that. I have to cover just one more thing today, and then, I'll cover things as necessary. But what I want to talk to you about today is how we interpret literature, because we are doing two things right now. We're writing original oratories. Everybody will write an original oratory. If you aren't going to end up doing original oratory, then you will give yours to somebody else as a standard oratory, because I think there are some really good ones. Standard oratories are written by somebody else. So this is in some way going to be a writer's room where you come in and write, and then other days it's going to be an acting interpretation kind of room, but it's up to you, and you'll come in, you'll get your script, and you'll work with it once I sort of turn you loose on that. But first, I want to give you I want to do an exercise with you to sort of tie everything together, because we've talked this 9 weeks about like the lens we see through like I have the Jason Paris lens, Gracie has the Gracie Leslie lens, Chandler has the Chandler Colvin lens, Amori has the Amori lens, and Raylan has whatever lens she has. So and that's our memory, that's our history, it's everything that we bring to everything that we observe. And remember that we talked about, like when we read that chapter, the first part of the chapter on attention last week, we were talking about how if you can tie it to memory, your attention is stronger with whatever it is you're paying attention to, right? If you can connect it to things you already know. So I want to do an exercise today to sort of demonstrate that and to show you, how you can go about interpreting the scripts that you're about to start reading. One thing to know about this is like step one in a process. It's like if we were doing Meisner and all we did was like mechanical repetition, right? So, but this is a step in an acting training technique. But what I really want to do is just show you how this works. So if you'll find a blank page on your comp book, you'll need a comp book or a piece of paper. And if you go landscape mode, so turn it like this, not like this. I should make these recordings after first hour so I'm warmed up and I've practiced once. You don't have to rip it out. She ripped it out. I don't know that they can hear you because I'm wearing a mic because I'm leaving my mask on. So, all right, here's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna write the beginning of a story on here, one word at a time, and I want to stop and think about each thing, right? So the first thing I'm gonna write on here is Taryn. No, Taryn. Taryn. It is a Karen. We're talking about Karen. All right. Because you're a human being and because you've lived 15, 16, 17 years, you have thoughts in your head, right? You have an awareness of things. You know how language works. So there are some things that you're gonna like put information underneath. Big Taryn. So write down Taryn. You now, without going any further into the story, you have information that you can work with, and you're going to bring your own history to this. You're going to see this through your lens. You're going to bring everything that you are to this and decide, well, what is Taryn? So, can you tell me what Taryn is right away? What do you think Taryn is? A person, why do you think that? Okay, so Amori says that I'm repeating this and saying who's saying it because I don't know if I can hear you. Amori says that Taryn is a person because it sounds like a name. Here's what we know. It's the beginning of a sentence, so the capitalization thing isn't necessarily a clue, right? Because you capitalize names and you capitalize words at the beginning of sentences. And some of us, I do too, capitalize the whole thing usually when we write. It doesn't matter. So Taryn, I'm going to grant you, I think you're on the right track, but I think person, the word person, is too specific. You think Taryn sounds like a name, so let's say the word Taryn is a name. Let's decide, no, not yet. Let's decide first of all, I think person is too specific. What might we say instead of person that's less specific? This is a story. What are in stories? What characters? So I say that Taryn is a character right now, and that's all we know about it. I can bring that, like, just based on my understanding of how stories work, I know they're about characters, but characters can be, if it's Animal Farm, they're pigs and chicks and ducks and geese. Got to scurry. When I take you out in the Surrey, it's a song from Oklahoma, it doesn't matter. All right, so the point is it's a character. It could be a building. It could be a person. I'm going to give you a clue because I know the story. Yes, it's a person. Now you have a decision to make. Using everything that you know, your entire history, right? Bringing your interpretation and only your interpretation to it, which is the whole point of, interpretation. You need to decide some things. Taryn would have some characteristics. What are some characteristics of people? A person has what? Okay, wait. So let's talk about that. There are physical characteristics. So what color is their hair? What color is their skin? How tall are they? How thin or fat are they? How muscular are they? What else? No, I don't want to make these decisions yet. I don't want to even discuss the decisions. I want to know everything else. I want to know everything else that we should know about. Okay, even more basic than that. Okay, so we're trying to come up with what they look like, right? I want to come up with what kind of person is it. Wait, I'm not saying that's wrong. Those are right too. Number one, we're going to say it's a human. How do we categorize humans? There are two, although arguably more, male, female. So the person probably has a gender. Number two, listen, ethnicity, race, age. I don't want you to answer these questions. These are characteristics of people, right? I want to do just a basic shape. This is Brunetti style comic, so I'm going to draw Taryn. That's his head or her head. Yeah, do that. It doesn't matter because it's probably going to change. You need to decide if Taryn is male or female. If Taryn is male, then draw a square underneath the body. If Taryn is female, do a triangle. That indicates a dress. It's like, the bathroom logo. So, let's decide first of all, we know based on how you drew Taryn whether you have decided Taryn is male or female. Number one. Number two, let's list characteristics. How old is Taryn? So age. This is a challenge. Age, decide. Basic physical characteristics. So let's do skin color, hair color, height, weight. Skin color, hair color, height, weight. So in some ways, we might say you're making this up, but really you're not. You're bringing everything that you know. Like, this information is already in your head, believe it or not. It's already a part of who you are. When you read the word Terran, you have ideas in your head without anything else, starting with Terran's male or female. Then you have a picture of what that you decide an age. Then you decide, well, what does that person look like, right? Those are already in your head. So we're just putting that thing here on Terran. The next word is wanted. The next word is wanted. Terran wanted. That's okay. Oh, sorry. That's okay. Terran wanted. Well, this is not, don't make it to scale to this, because I'm going to have to erase in a second. It doesn't matter. Yeah, there are several words. It doesn't matter. You can write them anywhere. Don't worry about being linear. Let's just be global. Like, you can put words anywhere. Okay? Terran wanted. You have to decide what Terran wanted. You have choices. There are two basic choices. If you want something basic, super basic, what are the two choices? Okay, yes, but actually you're only talking about one, and that is you. So if you say you want to go forward or you want to not go forward, then what you want is an action, right? It's a verb, wanted to do something. What's the other option if you want something? Let's say I want this. What's this? Right, and what is it? In language, what is it? It's a thing, and that's what part of speech? A person, place, thing, or a noun. So if you want something, your choice is Terran either wants an object or Terran wants a verb. Terran wants to do something. You make that decision first. Which of those? Does Terran want an object or does Terran want a verb? You decide. Now, you decide the specifics. What is the action Terran wants, or what is the noun that Terran wants? Or the object? Then just write, okay, then let's call that an object then, because it's a noun. So write that down. Terran wanted, right, that's actually smart. That's smart, Chandler. Don't discuss it. This is your interpretation. The next word is to. Terran wanted to. So which is the right answer? Did Terran want an action or did Terran want an object? Why did he want an action? Terran wanted to do something. The word to is the first part of any action verb. So to run, to jump, to climb. Huh? Yeah. So Terran wants to do something. Next question, what is that action? So if you already did action, you've got it. If you did a noun, you need to scratch that out, just draw a line through it, and say, what did Terran want to do? Terran wanted to... That's okay. So Terran, okay. So yeah, Terran wanted to find love as a great choice. Don't use that if you didn't think of it, and you didn't. So that's Gracie's. Okay, so Terran wanted a boyfriend, so you could change that into wanted to, yeah, sure, find a boyfriend. It's not right. It's sort of becoming like personal, right? All of you have all cast yourself as Terran. That's interesting. That's an interesting thing. Wherever, it doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anywhere on your paper. Yeah, wanted to. Yeah, sure. So write that. That's fine. Okay, so you're there. So wanted to, I'm going to say, so let's say I'm going to say find a boyfriend. I'm going to go under here. And this is how I'm doing it. You don't have to do it, right? So I'm going to go with Raylan right now. And I'm guessing Karen wants to find a boyfriend. That's my guess, right? The next word. Karen wanted to make. Taryn wanted to make. So now I need to probably cross out boyfriend unless Taryn wants to make a boyfriend, and that might be true. Or maybe Taryn wants to make out with a boyfriend, that might be true. But I'm going to say, for me personally, you can do what you want. I'm scratching that out. I think I'm on the wrong track. Taryn wanted to make. Taryn wanted to make. You need to decide what Taryn wants to make. Okay, write it. No, just somewhere, just write what you think Taryn wants. Yeah, scratch out what you did, but you're wrong. What did you say? Okay, circle it, and then put a question mark. Because you might not be wrong, but you're wrong in this instant. Right, listen, you may not be wrong about like the ultimate desire of this person, Taryn, but you're wrong about what's next in the sentence, right? Yeah. Wanted to make, what do you want to make? Okay, wanted to make babies. So wanted. No, wanted. No. The real sentence is Taryn wanted to make. So you can still make babies. Taryn can still make babies. That's fantastic. This is going on YouTube, and I'm probably going to get fired. I'm just joking. I'm kidding. I keep hitting my microphone, so that's going to be annoying. Taryn wanted to make friends. That's much more PG. Thank you. All right, listen. So have you guessed what do you think Taryn wants to make? Okay, good. Something out of herself. Wants to have children. You said, what did you change yours to? A what? A sword and armor. Friends. All right. The next word is a. Taryn wanted to make a. So now you know for sure it's an object. It's not, it's... No. Well, yeah, to make is an action. Now, what is the object of that action? Wanted to make a. A gives you information. How many things does he want to make? One. What is it, or she? What does he or she want to make? That's fine. Then you're... Oh, that's okay. Wanted to make... So Taryn stutters. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Vice President Biden stutters. Yeah, you have to take out friends. Maybe it's a friend, or maybe you're on the wrong track. Yeah, but don't you still want to be able to read it, just one line out, and then decide what you want to replace it with. Taryn wanted to make a pie, a baby, a girl baby, that's very specific, and a sword and armor. Okay?
Okay, fine. I mean, I don't care. You look like I was dumb.
Well, that's just how I look at you. I'm kidding. They probably can't hear the banter because it's on my microphone here, and I'm the only one here. Raylan said that I looked at her like she's dumb, and I didn't. It's just my natural look. That's how I look at children, because in some cases. All right, listen. Moving on. That's a joke. Moving on. Well, no. Here's what it is. I'm revealing. Taryn wanted to make a sword.
Okay.
Write that down. Scratch yours out. Taryn wanted to make a sword. Now listen, here's the thing. This isn't up for debate. This is what the author wrote, right? So you can't argue with it. You were bringing a different interpretation to it so far. So this is the end of that sentence. Taryn wanted to make a sword. Now we need to reevaluate some things. What do we need to reevaluate? Well, you might not, because you're on the right track. And do you know this? What should we reevaluate? What Taryn looks like, right? Now, it doesn't mean like if you just, so let's go back to Taryn. Let's go back and decide what Taryn looks like. What do we need to change anything? Do you want to change anything about your visual image of Taryn? Okay, so if you picked female, but you think females are less likely to want to make swords, but males are more likely to want to make swords, I'm going to go from female to male. So I'm going to erase this. This is if I were, no, you can just, yeah, sure, or just write, or just X out the thing and write male, or whatever, right? So now we know Taryn's a male, according to Raylan. What about, but you're sticking with female. Oh, you went to male. Are you sticking with female? Okay. Amori's sticking with female because he understands that girls can be anything boys can be, and they can be better at it. So here's the thing. Do you need to change Taryn's age? How old did you say Taryn was?
25.
How old did... Okay, and we're keeping 22-year-old Taryn wants to make a sword. Okay. Next word. This is the new sentence. I think it's a new sentence, except it's a conjunction. It's but. But what? I don't think so. Taryn wanted to make a sword. But. Now you have to decide but what. Huh? Taryn wanted to make a sword. But you decide. I'm trying to see how much time I have left.
No thumb.
Right, but Taryn. Right, yeah, you're right. You're right. It's positive, negative, but he had no hands. Okay, Taryn wanted to make a sword. But do you have your butt? Do you have yours? Chandler's still writing.
We're always waiting on Chandler. So here's the thing, I ran out of disk space actually at that moment, which is just as well. Let me tell you the purpose of that exercise. The purpose is to build a world slowly. You become sort of part of the writing process when you go through that process. And as an actor, when you do that, you are building this world that then you are fully a part of. And number one, you memorize quicker, right? By the end of that process, you'll have whatever it is you've been working on memorized. But then the other thing is, it's tying it to who you are, right? It's automatically sort of tying it to who you are. Even though you may be wrong about is Taryn male, female, is Taryn blonde or brunette, is Taryn black or white. You may be wrong about those details, but then when you go back and fix them, you'll remember that you fixed them. And it's just about world building and making yourself a part of that creative process, which is what really ties it. It makes it a part of you. It helps you to synthesize that information and to, what's it called when the Borg in Star Trek, it's assimilate. That's what I'm looking for. You will be assimilated, and resistance is futile. You assimilate that information. That means it becomes a part of you, right? And so that's the benefit of doing that technique. It's also sort of a demonstration of when you read, that should be happening sort of automatically and probably quicker than that process, but there's a real benefit to slowing it down as well. So that's it for today. We will keep writing and reading material tomorrow. Have a great day.